Up the airy mountain, down the rushy glen, we daren't go a-hunting for fear of little men. Wee folk, good folk, trooping all together, green jacket, red cap, and white owl's feather. Down along the rocky shore some make their home. They live on crispy pancakes of yellow tide foam. Some in the reeds of the black mountain lake, with frogs for their watchdogs, all night awake.
This is the night mail crossing the border, bringing the cheque and the postal order, letters for the rich, letters for the poor, the shop at the corner and the girl next door. Pulling up Beatock, a steady climb, the gradient's against her, but she's on time. Past cotton grass and moorland boulder, shoveling white steam over her shoulder, snorting noisily as she passes silent miles of windswept grasses. Birds turn their heads as she approaches, stare from the bushes at her blank-faced coaches. Sheepdogs cannot turn her course, they slumber on with paws across. In the farm she passes, no one wakes, but a jug in the bedroom gently shakes. Dawn freshens, the climb is done. Down towards Glasgow she descends, towards the steam tugs yelping down the glade of cranes, towards the field of apparatus, the furnaces set on the dark plain like gigantic chessmen. All Scotland waits for her. In the dark glens beside the pale green sea loch, men long for news. Letters of thanks, letters from banks, letters of joy from the girl and boy, receipted bills and invitations to inspect new stock or visit relations, and applications for situations, and timid lovers' declarations, and gossip from all the nations, news circumstantial, news financial, letters with holiday snaps to enlarge in, letters with faces scrawled in the margin. Letters from uncles, cousins and aunts, letters to Scotland from the south of France, letters of condolence to Highlands and Lowlands, notes from overseas to the Hebrides, written on paper of every hue, the pink, the violet, the white and the blue, the chatty, the catty, the boring, adoring, the cold and official and the heart's outpouring, clever, stupid, short and long, the typed and the printed and the spelt all wrong. Thousands are still asleep, dreaming of terrifying monsters, or a friendly tea beside the band at Cranston's or Crawford's, asleep in working Glasgow, asleep in well-set Edinburgh, asleep in granite Aberdeen. They continue their dreams, but shall wake soon and long for letters, and none shall hear the postman's knock without a quickening of the heart, for who can bear to feel himself forgotten?
We just touched bottom. Watch out! The lad's right!
Don't worry about him. We'll soon find him on the island.
I think I must be far enough away from them. They won't catch up with me now. Oh, I can't go any further.
Oh, hello there.
Why, who are you?
I'm poor Ben Gunn. I haven't spoken a word to a Christian soul for years and years and years and years.
Were you shipwrecked?
I was with Captain Flint when he buried his treasure. He killed the 6 other sailors, but I managed to get away. I hid myself. He couldn't find me, so he went away to an island nearby where Billy Bones and Long John Silver were waiting for him. The 3 of them sailed off, and I've been alone here ever since.
Do you mean Long John Silver, the sailor with the wooden leg?
Oh, you know Long John Silver? If it's he that sent you, I'm lost.
Long John Silver's a pirate. He wants to get hold of the treasure and kill us all.
You're in a bad position. But never fear. Ben Gunn will get you out of that.
If you help us, the squire will reward you.
I'll ask £1,000 as a reward. Just see under this rock here. There's a little boat I made there. If things go badly, you can use it. What was that?
Why, the battle must have begun. Follow me!
Oh, look down there on the old stockade. There's an English flag there.
That must be Long John Silver down there.
Can't be. Long John Silver would have hoisted the skull and crossbones. There must have been a battle on board ship, and your friends must have taken refuge in the stockade. Go and join them, and tell them that if they need me, they'll find me between 12 o'clock and midday, where you found me.
All right.
Hurry along there, lad. Hey, if you see you're getting shot at, run as fast as you can in the other direction.
But I'll defend you against anything that may come. I know that you're made of good stuff, and I says to myself, you look after Jim Silver, and he'll look after you. You preserve a witness, and he preserves your head.
I promise you I'll do all that I can.
It's a bargain. I've got something to tell you, Jim. The doctor has given me the map showing me where the treasure is, but I don't know why.
Calico pie, the little birds fly down to the calico tree. Their wings were blue, and they sang tilly-loo, till away they flew, and they never came back to me. They never came back, they never came back, they never came back to me. Calico Jam, the little fish, swam over the syllabub sea. He took off his hat to the sole and the sprat and the willoughby wat, but he never came back to me. He never came back, he never came back, he never came back to me. Calico Ban, the little mice ran to be ready in time for tea. Flippity-flop, they drank it all up and danced in the cup, but they never came back to me. They never came back, they never came back, they never came back to me. Calico Drum, the grasshoppers come, the butterfly, beetle and bee. Over the ground, around and round, with a hop and a bound, but they never came back. They never came back, they never came back. They never came back to me.
Well, that shows that ducks don't only quack, and it gives you a fair idea of the variety of duck noises you can hear at Slimbridge. Of course, you can hear quacking too, notably from female mallards. But let's listen to some exotic kinds. First, two of the shelducks. That was the ruddy shelduck from the Near East. And now, by way of contrast, we'll hear the Raja shelduck from the East Indies. Raja shelduck nattering. The crooning of drake eiders is a familiar noise on the coast of Scotland and Northumberland. But before we hear the drakes, listen to the ducks. Eiders. And in Iceland they still gather the down from the nests after the eiders have finished with it to make eiderdowns. Now I want you to hear a very strange, soft, whistling call, the African white-backed duck. This quiet-looking little duck sits still in the water, looking rather like a frog, and makes these fascinating noises, which had never been reproduced until Peter Doddridge made this recording. Did you recognize the rattle of the drake gargany in the background? But now I'd like you to hear some of our most talented performers as soloists. In the first case, in a duet, the trumpeter swan. You'll hear both birds of a pair, and you must imagine them giving their wonderful courtship display, facing each other with heads stretched upwards, flapping their enormous wings, and playing this extraordinary duet. Now to finish up with, let's leave the wildfowl in the enclosures and go out to the saltings again to hear some more wild wildfowl. Every winter we have a party of Buick swans on the estuary, and in 1961 we managed to catch one, the first Buick swan to be ringed in this country. And it came back the following autumn after presumably spending the summer in Siberia. Incidentally, the name comes from Thomas Buick, the 18th century ornithologist and wood engraver. Now just listen to the lovely wild bark of these Buick swans.